Here's something almost nobody over 40 realizes. The next 10 years of your life are quietly being written right now by habits you barely notice. And here's the twist. One small habit you ignore today could silently trap you in frustration and regret, while another could completely unlock your potential without anyone even noticing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which habits to change and which ones to start immediately if you want to look back 10 years from now and say, I did it right. I'm not going to just tell you what to do. I want you to think, reflect, and decide along the way. Because here's the reality. The people who watch this video and do nothing, 10 years later, they regret it. The first habit alone is something most people over 40 completely ignore, and it silently controls your life. Let's start with a question. If you stopped scrolling on your phone for just 1 extra hour a day, what could you accomplish? Could it actually change the next 10 years of your life? Imagine this. You wake up 10 years from now and look back. Most of your days went to scrolling, worrying about things you can't control, and pleasing people you barely like. You didn't even notice the time slipping away. Now, here's the part most people miss. Someone who spent just 30 minutes a day learning something new, a skill, a mindset, a new perspective, 10 years later has opportunities, confidence, and clarity the average person only dreams of. Ask yourself daily, does this action move me forward, or is it stealing my life? Even small shifts, like planning your week or eliminating distractions, compound quietly into freedom and growth. Take a moment and think, which one habit will you spend less time on tomorrow? Decide. Here's a question. Where does your attention go every day? The distractions, the endless scrolling, the things you can't control. They quietly shape your next 10 years. Think about someone who lets their focus wander, checking notifications, worrying about things that don't matter, jumping from one task to another without intention. By the end of the day, their mind is cluttered, and their goals slowly drift out of reach. Now, imagine someone who controls their attention, someone who chooses what to focus on, prioritizes the things that matter, and ignores the noise. Their clarity grows, their decisions improve, their progress multiplies. This is more powerful than energy. It's about the choices you make for your mind. Reflect for a moment. What is one thing you can focus on tomorrow that truly matters? One decision that will shape your next 10 years. And here's a bonus. While controlling your attention is essential, the next habit is the one that transforms everyday awareness into lasting growth. Stay with me. Most people over 40 live on autopilot. Same routine, same mistakes, same regrets. They never pause to ask, what went right today? What drained me? What can I improve tomorrow? Now picture someone who takes just 10 minutes every night to reflect, journal, or meditate. They notice patterns, adjust, and slowly improve. Over months and years, these small adjustments compound into unstoppable personal growth. Reflection turns chaos into clarity, mistakes into lessons, and ordinary lives into purposeful ones. 10 years of tiny, intentional improvements can completely transform your life. Think about it for a moment. Which one reflection could you make tonight that would matter the most tomorrow? Decide now, even in your mind. Here's the truth most people avoid. Your next 10 years will look exactly like your current habits multiplied. Every hour you waste, every distraction you let pull you away, every thought you ignore, it compounds. But the power is in your hands. You can change the trajectory. You can choose habits that build clarity, focus, and fulfillment. Change the habits. Change the trajectory. Change your story. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, which one habit can you start today that will matter the most in 10 years? Small, intentional steps build unstoppable momentum. Your future self will thank you or regret the hesitation. There are two forces shaping your future: what you repeat daily and what you allow daily. We talked about your habits today. Now go watch my toxic relationship video, because sometimes protecting your direction is just as important as building discipline. Your next chapter depends on both.